What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're playing Yorion, Sky Nomad, and Historic Brawl. This is a 5-mana Azorius commander that cares about blinking your permanents to get additional value. So for 3 and Hybrid Azorius, you get a 4/5 Bird Serpent. The companion clause doesn't matter because we're not using it as a companion. So essentially, when Yorion enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those cards to the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. So what we want to do is we want to deploy a bunch of things that have enter the battlefield triggers, like Spirited Companion. Let's see. What else? Solemn Simulacrum. Omen of the Sun. We have a million of these types of effects where they're permanents, they enter the battlefield, they give us value, right? We have a bunch of those. We get to a spot where we can cast Yorion. We cast Yorion, we blink like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these things, get all those effects over again, and do it over and over again. Because we can then, once Yorion's on the battlefield, we can then Ephemerate Yorion. And we can bounce. We have a couple of other effects like Essence Flux, where we can bounce Yorion once it's already on the battlefield, get the effect again, and continue the fun value gravy train. As far as how to win the game, well, patience. Most people don't want to play against this kind of deck. So as soon as we get one good mass blink from Yorion, that's usually GG. But for the more patient opponents, we have, ways to draw a bunch of cards. We can commit their commander or important permanent, memory it back into their deck. We got the One Ring to draw a bunch of cards and keep us in the game. We have Displacer Kitten to continue the bounce gravy train. Same with Thassa, Deep Dwelling. And ultimately, Yorion is a 4/5 flyer. So if they can't interact or remove it, it's eventually going to kill them anyway. So it's Azorius good stuff. Blink. Let's see if we can get some wins in Historic Brawl today with it. Not my typical cup of tea. I do like decks like this, but I don't normally play them. So we'll see how I pilot it. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm posting a bunch of Historic Brawl videos. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and join the fun. Hit the subscribe button. I try to post a lot of different types of strategies too, so we're not playing the same kind of decks every week. I try to really spread it around. I think the last deck I played was like a mono green deck, so this is very much on the other side of the spectrum. So we got both our colors. A counter for their commander, right? Yeah. That would be good for Niv Visit too, because that's scary commander. Another creature we can blink. Midnight Clock is really good. Displacer Kitten's obviously really good. The only issue with this hand is the 2 lands. And they get to go first. So since they get to go first, I think it's extra important that we have this counterspell. So I think we're going to keep eventually when our opponent decides on what hand they want. Bolas Sleeves. So Niv Mizzet Reborn. When Niv Mizzet Reborn enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. Essentially, for every color pair, you get to put one into your hand, I think is how it works. It's kind of like how Atraxa works, just a slightly different wording. So essentially, they deploy all their stuff, they drop their commander, get to refill their hand. So we will keep. We have a mana rock, so that's good. We just need one more land. We'll play this Gate to Seatower first because it's tapped, and then hopefully we can start doing stuff. It is your turn, opponent. Okay, Triome. Oh, we got the land. Perfect. Okay, play this tapped. And then I think we're off to the races. They did get to go first, which is usually, the person who gets to go first has a huge advantage. So we'll see if we can overcome that. Search for Glory is awesome. We have our counterspell up if they want to play an artifact or a creature that we don't like. Although I think we're going to hold this for their commander. Because it has to enter the battlefield, right? Yeah, it's not a cast trigger. We got removal. I didn't go over this in the intro, but you can also bounce these types of enchantments and remove bigger threats. Like you can remove something early game and then bounce this, and they get their thing back, but you get to take away an even bigger threat. They have no blue mana, so I think we're just going to do it like this. And they don't have enough mana to cast Niv Mizzet, which they shouldn't be casting anyway because they have a whole hand. They have a full grip. It'd be they'd have to discard a bunch of cards if they did that. But, you know, just in case they decide to make that play, I want to be prepared for it. So next turn we'll have this up, and maybe we can deploy, like if we draw a land, maybe we can get Omen of the Sundown, or we can search for glory, or we can borrow time their threat, whatever they put down. We could just draw a card with this Aether Channeler too. Are they going to blow up my midnight clock? They're touching my midnight clock. Opponent is deep in the tank with 4 mana. They want to blow up my midnight clock. Well, I have no play, so yeah. They blow up my midnight clock and they get to ramp themselves. Pretty good. We will see what they do next turn. If they, I think we're just going to pass. If they choose to Niv Mizzet, which they have the mana for now, we can counter it. If they do something else, we can Omen of the Sun and have borrow time up on our next turn. But we do have to sort of be defensive here because they got rid of our mana source and we didn't draw in another land. See, okay. I already talked about this, but this doesn't make any sense. You already have 5 cards in hand. You want to draw more cards? You're just going to discard all the ones that you draw, but I'm not going to let you make that mistake. I'm going to help you out, opponent. I'm going to make sure that you don't have to discard the hand size. Okay, we didn't get a land. If they drop a land, that is to say, like, let's say their whole hand is nothing but land, then I get why you would play that. But I doubt they have 5 lands in hand. That would be sort of strange. We can play this and draw a card. I think that's where we're at. We need to start deploying some of our bounce targets. And hopefully we draw a land. We do draw a land. Yeah, we have no play to make with a single white. We don't have like a mana tithe or something, so let's just play it tapped and not take the damage. Okay, they have a tap land, so they can't deploy Niv Mizzet. I would love to know what's in their hand, but maybe it's all removal. That's the other thing too. Maybe it's all removal and they... Okay, that's a pretty good card. So it's not all removal. They're going to destroy my creature. That's fine with me. I'd rather you do that than make wolves. Okay, so we can do... We don't have another counterspell, so we can't stop their Niv Mizzet. Wait, what? Search for glory? No, because we don't have enough land. So we could play this. Nope, we don't have a play to make after we do this. Although we probably should still play it, but I think we gotta get rid of the Garrick. It's too much value. We really need to draw some land, but we have answers for their stuff, so we're okay, but we gotta draw some land. Seems like their whole hand is nothing but removal. Removal and big planeswalkers. Okay, that's fine. We can Skyclave it. It's 4 and up, right? 4 or less. Okay. So no, we cannot. Okay, good. We're not going to play Yorion because we have nothing to bounce. So that doesn't make any sense. 4 or less. So we can get rid of their binding and have a creature on the battlefield. We can go get a Saga. So I think we have... we probably have Elspeth Conquers Death. That's the card I'm thinking of. I could bounce their Garrick. We'd lose to Fairy, but I could bounce their Garrick. And... they'd have to replay it. Seems kind of meh. I could just get rid of one of their wolves. we really don't want this to pop off. So let's get the relic down. And we could just Omen of the Sun too if they try to attack. I think that's what we'll do. We'll let them go get a forest. I was thinking about taking this away so they don't get a land, but I mean, they kind of have enough land where it's not really that important. Make some more 2/2s. Pass. Pass. I don't want to block these because it puts loyalty on Garrick. Okay, so they do this. That's fine. They got a bunch of stuff. So basically they can put, I think, any number of these different pairs in their hand, but then see, now they're going to have to discard to hand size. They are pretty tapped out, so let's just do this. Gain 2 life, and then they'll have to discard to hand size. Okay, good draw, good draw. We could do this and then Swords to Plowshares and get an Omen of the Sun. They can Garrick this. So is that the play? They have a 6/6 flyer now too. Well, if they want to minus their Garrick, that's fine. I think we allow them to do that. It keeps it off ultimating. All their creatures have Death Touch. So I could bounce my own Displacer Kitten. That's pretty funny. I didn't even think I thought it was whenever you I thought it was another non-land permanent. If they have instant speed interaction, they could blow it up. They could Anguish on making it. They could Urtai it, right? They could. I mean, they have a removal galore here. Drown in the lock. Okay. Yep, that does it. Okay, still swords your commander. And you still -3 your Garrick. Assemble the team. Do you really need more cards? I'm so confused. My opponent is that one player who they think drawing cards is winning the game. Now, to their credit, they have some really good cards, but yeah, that's fine. We don't want to take 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this could go get a legendary card. I don't know what legendary card we want to go get. So why don't we just Skyclave? Oh, it's non-token? Okay, well. We could return the Mirari's Wake. It doesn't really matter. They have so much mana. We could return... Yeah, we'll just return one of these wolves. Draw a card. Chromatic Lantern. Clothis. Yeah. No blocks because we can't save it. Target non-land permanent. I don't know what this gets that helps us here. We could just get Yorion down and use it as a blocker, but they have so much. Yeah, I think we just scoop it up in this game. They have answers for everything we do. GG. Niv Mizzet is definitely one of those Hell Q decks. It's always uphill battle whenever you play a commander that's basically, you know, draw a fresh new hand in the command zone. Kroxa and Kunaros. This is the, well, they could have built it as a normal deck that uses the graveyard, but usually this is the combo deck. So Ephemerate, Memory Lapse. We go first. We have white mana. Okay. Sounds good. We'll play the tapped land first. I forget exactly what this combo is with, but you can do it in a way where you basically mill your opponent out, or you like Ashnod's Altar and those types of sack effects. Let's get this down. I don't think they're going to play something we want to Memory Lapse on turn 2. Okay. Demolition Field. It's good we're drawing more land. Create a bird or draw a card. There are ways away from doing this, so why don't we just deploy our stuff? We will draw a card. That's a good card. We have the Mole Drifter Ephemerate combo too. You're going to Infernal Grasp with this guy. Okay. Sure. I have a better version of that in my hand. So the way that this works is you can evoke this for 3, and when you evoke it, it enters the battlefield as a creature, but then automatically sacks itself. But while the sack triggers on the stack, you can ephemerate it. So you can draw 2 cards, and then draw 2 more cards. It stays on the battlefield as a creature, and then ephemerate the next turn. You can draw 2 more. So you can draw 6 cards with these two cards. Pauper All-Stars. Let's just that's a good card. I think I want lands though. So we'll bottom that right now. Narset's also a good card. Okay, so if we just want to make sure we don't have to discard the hand size. So get rid of 2 cards, draw 2 cards, and then we'll draw 2 more. So we'll have 7, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's tap like this. Tappity tap, tap. We'll do full control. Resolve. So we will draw 2. We'll resolve the draw 2. And then this is the evoke trigger. So we will ephemerate it while it's on the stack. Resolve. Comes back as the creature because we didn't evoke it. We draw 2 more cards. And that trigger goes away. So that we keep the 2/2. And we have a full fresh grip. And then we get the rebound from Ephemerate on our upkeep. We get to do it again and draw 2 more cards. If they don't kill it. They're gonna attack. Do they have a 1 damage spell? Is this on red? It's on black. I'm confused. They have no red mana. Is there like a black spell that does 1 damage or a white spell that does damage? I mean, I'm just... do they want it in the graveyard? Is that the thing? I'm okay blocking. I mean... Okay, I thought they might have like an effect like this. That's fine. We got the full value out of that card, and I think this is removed from combat now. So we don't take the damage, I don't think. Yeah. That's fine. We're gonna whiff on the rebound trigger, but it's okay. We got 4 cards for 2 cards. That's good value. Opponent has no red mana. But they do have 5 mana total. We drew no lands from that, so let's try to get a land. I mean, we drew Drawari, but that would have been good with the Mole Drifter, but we already have Fragment Reality, which I think non-token artifact creature or enchantment, yeah. We don't have anything to bounce. They do have a lot of removal though, so maybe we get Yorion down and continue to bounce it and they can't interact with it. Sure, we'll keep. Yep. Fizzles. Okay, I guess we'll do you. We will Narset. They have some kind of interaction. We will activate. Ooh. Which one of those is better? I think right now this is better. There's no target for Elspeth's Conqueror's deck, even though that's a great card. We'll pass. This is creature. This is artifact or enchantment. So we can't, if they like go to kill Narset, we can't stop it. We could have kept it one of these counters, but I'm kind of saving them for Kroxa. They're going to attack my face instead of Narset. So they must have like a Planeswalker removal spell. They're going to sack their creature. Yeah. Oh, this isn't a bounce spell. This is a removal spell. Yeah, that resolves. I gotta say, this doesn't feel like the combo version of this Kroxa and Kunaros deck. This just feels like Mardu control. They still don't have a red source too, so. Let's scry. Again, we want to hit our land drops. Opponent, you can resolve the trigger. It's okay. Okay, cool. We will keep that. It's not a land, but it is a counter for their commander. So this is a land. So let's play it as a land. I didn't want to do that, but let's just do it. Let's pass. They have some kind of interaction. Let's just take an extra turn. In turn. I don't want to get rid of this. I want to bounce it with Yorion. If I put one more counter on it, it bounces. This is a land, so I mean, I guess we'll pay 3 life. We're not under any pressure. And we'll say your go. We have a lot of interaction, so let's become the control deck. They want to be the control deck, but I think this is a good opportunity to turn the table. How the tables have turned. Okay, they just scoop. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know what to say. I really don't know. They just didn't want to play against 7 open mana, I guess. Maybe they thought I had a Hullbreaker Horror or something like that. It's starting to rain out here. I feel like it was summer up until like a week and a half ago. Like it didn't feel like fall at all, and then all of a sudden overnight it just became fall. Like literally the leaves were still green in the trees, and then I like went to bed, it became daylight savings time, and all of a sudden it was a completely different landscape. We got all our colors, we got a blank spell, we got a removal spell, ramp, and a value card. We're going against Joda, so this is good against Joda. But is this hand good against Joda? I think so. We'll have to draw into more stuff, but we can Cloudshift this guy and draw some cards, so we'll keep. They get to go first. This is an awesome draw against Joda. Now all their creatures come into play tapped. And we gain life whenever they play a creature, so that's good. Let's play the Arcane Signet. Okay. Oh, this is a new card. It's a creature that turns into a saga. Create 2 dinosaurs. Creatures you control have add Naya. Search your library for a dinosaur card. Dinosaurs control gain double strike. Okay. Cool. Seems like a cool commander. Who Altly Poet of Unity. Pretty cool. Might have to snag that one. Pass. That's a great draw against that. Okay, let's get our blue source down. Yeah, let's stop that from happening. Get a blocker. Let's keep up these 2 cards. I think I want to use Cloudshift on my draw spell, but we'll see. Yasharn. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. We don't do that in this deck, so that's fine. They get to get a plains and a forest, but they're missing black mana. Oh no, they're missing red mana, I'm sorry. We could give them a 3/3 and get rid of your Yasharn if we wanted to. It would also make them not have a legendary creature, so that's an option if we want to bounce Skyclave. Maybe we do that with Yorion. Okay, pass. My turn. God, I might want to keep this, but we need the land. I guess we have this land, so why don't we do it like that? We could bounce the Skyclave and yeah, that's good value, right? Maybe we go one more turn. One more turn. Hold up Swords to Plowshares. Draw a card. Could we get a land? And we'll attack him with the Skyclave. We'll see what they do. We can respond to it, and then we can Yorion the following turn, get more value. Because just blinking one thing is not great. Pass. We'll take the 4. No blocks. We're gaining a bunch of life, and we will gain a ton of life with authority. So, do they have counter magic? Because they're holding up all 5 land. I mean, they're missing red, so they can't play their commander. But they gotta have stuff they can play in their hand. Okay, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try this first. This also transforms it into the 3/3 version. They're going to swords it so that I don't get the value. Do I care? That's a really weird use of Swords to Plowshares. I could give it protection from a color, but then my own Cloudshift doesn't work on it. So is that better? I kind of would rather save this for Yorion. So yeah, if you want to use Swords to Plowshares on that, that's fine. We'll attack in. And I think we'll play Yorion. We can bounce you and bounce you. Get rid of your Yasharn. And we still have swords open. Again, their deck cares about legendary creatures, so giving them a creature back isn't necessarily bad. Vengeance battlefield fights up at one target you don't control. One target creature you don't control. Okay. Well, with the trigger on the stack, we can exile it. And then nothing happens because, yep, because there's no creature to fight. Okay. They were missing red mana, so that's not a great example of how good Jodo can be. I'll eventually build that deck. That deck usually rolls me. You know, it's a very, once they get Jodo down, they start cascading, and then all their creatures are buffed by each other. It gets pretty insane, especially because it's 5 colors, so it's like all the best 5 color legendary creatures. Valky, I actually just built this deck. I'm gonna have a video coming up with it. So I'm curious how they built it, because I kind of just did like Rakdos good stuff, but maybe there's a better way to do it. So against Valky, if they play the creature side an early game, they're gonna take a creature out of my hand. All of my creatures are kind of meh, you know, for them to take. We're really worried about Tybalt though. So we're going to get to Yorion before they get to Tybalt. So if they play the creature side, we can swords it. So I think we keep this. And that will make the Tybalt side cost even more. We'll have to do this turn 1 unless we draw a white source. Oh, we do. Okay. And we have 4 lands, so we can wait. Let's move these around like that. What's this do again? Creature died, lose a life. Yeah. Eventually turns into on level 3 it turns into life loss. So maybe this is a life loss deck. I'm not saying it right. There's an enchantment where it has the same effect. I can picture the art, but I can't think of the card. What does this do again? Return another non-land permanent to its owner's hand. We could bounce the black market connections. That's kind of funny. Let's do that. That way they don't get the value. They might be low on lands. Looks like they're going to ramp into Valky. That's why they got the black market connections. So they want to attack me. Do I care? It's a 2/2. I kind of would rather keep the value of bouncing this, honestly. We're at a high enough life total where I don't have to care about that. Let's go get another white source. We can ramp too. We can play this and Relic of Legends. And have Swords to Plowshares up. Okay. We definitely want to attack their life total too, because even though they're gonna gain value, they're gonna they did all 3 modes, so they're really gonna okay, so they're gonna Dark Ritual into Valky here. That's why they put up the blocker. This is only for a creature, but we can, if we want to, exile their creature and then attack it. They might just take... Okay. So they're going to go down to 2. So let's do this so we can attack it down next turn. Yeah. And then we can Yorion, bounce the black market back to their hand. Do we... We could add 2 mana and bounce this. Okay, hold on. We'll do full control. We'll click this. Submit to... Oh. Okay, it didn't work. Never mind. I was going to try to get the mana so I could play Inspiring Overseer too, but it didn't work. Yep. We could return their treasure too, which is just super mean, but I think making them play this again is better. Okay, they're going to play my Arcane Signet. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to level 2. Look at the top 3. Put 1 in your hand. The rest in your graveyard. Bojuka Bog. They put... The battle of each player sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. Okay. Yeah. So next turn. 1. Did they level this all the way up? No, it's level 2. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They need 9 to play Valky. Huh? What? Why did they... Yo, people just don't like playing Azorius Blink decks. I wasn't even... I had gotten like 0.3 seconds into my turn and they already were scooping. And they're 1 mana away from playing Valky? I don't understand. What about this board state made them want to quit? I don't know. I feel like this happens every video. There's just... But this video in particular, people have quit really fast. Okay. Let's try to do one more. I don't feel like I've really shown the full capability of Yorion in this video. I'd like to get at least one game where I blink like my 10 permanents and have them all come back. We might get there, we might not. It seems like people don't really have patience to play against this style of deck, so we shall see. Nissa? No, sorry. Muxus. I was looking at the art. Muxus. Okay. Exile target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment. That's good against their commander, so we'll keep that. The land, does this get us a plains? Yes. And they go first. This hand is so... It just depends. The last time I played this deck, it was like mono red mega ramp into Muxus. It wasn't really like play a bunch of goblins. So if it's that version, this hand is good. If it's the normal version where they have 8 million goblins, this hand is horrible. I guess we'll either find out real quick. Yeah, see, I feel like they would have a turn 1 goblin if it was the version, the normal version with just tons and tons of goblins. But I played or the last time I played this deck, it was like big red Muxus, not goblin tribal Muxus, which was kind of strange. Okay, that's more than like it. Create a treasure. Yeah. Feel like we should get the tap lands out of the way. Although our whole hand is tap lands. Look at all these. These are all tap lands. Unless I get an island. Yeah, might as well scry. That's good as well against Muxus. Make them replay it. But we still need like a board wipe or something because the goblin gravy train is coming. Okay, so this is definitely the ramp version because I mean, I know this is a goblin, but it makes a treasure. This is a ramp piece. Interesting. I guess that deck must be popular right now. My turn. Memory lapse. Yep. Cloudshift. We have Memory Lapse mana. 1, 2, 3, they have 5. So if they play a land, they can Mux this. So we have the ability to Memory Lapse them. They might just go for it here. They're not going to go for it. Interesting. Resolve. Goblin Engineer. Put an artifact in your graveyard. Sacrifice an artifact. Return artifact with mana value 3 or less. Okay. Resolve. So we're not under a ton of pressure right now, but we do need to find. We have ways to delay them killing us, but we need to find a board wipe. Negate. That's not going to be great against them, I don't think, because really all they play are creatures. But I did, like I said, the other day when I played this deck and it was this version, they had a bunch of red planeswalkers too, so this could be relevant. Play the land. I wish these weren't all tapped. I feel like we're really behind. We can play. I think we just gotta pass. We can play. I want to play this and get in their hand, but I feel like they're gonna play Muxus next turn, and if they do that, then we're definitely screwed. So they're just not going for it. They have the mana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay. Maybe they're just trying to make their board extra big before they play Muxus. They're gonna return that guy. I think that buffs all their creatures. Yeah. Sacrifice Torch Carrier. Another target creature gains haste. Okay. Pass. So I'm going to take 6 damage. Take 6 damage. Sure. Once I get Yorion down, I can block all these. Okay, that's a counter for their commander, but really we got to start. We got to draw some lands is what we got to do. We can Elite Spellbinder and... No, because we don't want the trigger to happen. I was going to say then we can also exile Muxus when it comes down. They're just... I mean, I think they're just going to not play their stuff if we keep playing like this, but... We don't really have a choice. Negate, I guess. Seems like the least relevant card. Okay, Brash Taunter. Well, let's get rid of the one that can come back. Didn't I just exile it? Oh, because it can come back from exile. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. This gains us life, and we can block some stuff with it. So I guess if they continue to do this, we'll just gain some life with Omen of the Sun. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a choice now. We just don't have a choice. So they've played this really well. They've been super patient about when to play Muxus, and they're going to play it now. I mean, they're going to play it after combat is what I mean. Okay, they lightning bolt, sure. But we just didn't draw lands. A braid. Okay. But that means they can't play Muxus this turn. Okay, does that mean we're dead? Alright, good game. I mean, I don't think there's anything I could have done different there. I didn't have a board wipe. I could have put creatures down, I guess, but then it would have given them the green light to play Muxus, and then what would we have done? We'll play one more because that was not a great game to end on. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have kept that hand. I mean, that's the only thing I could have done different. What are we playing against? Angel Tribal. Time Wipe's good against that. And we have all our colors. Sure. We have a removal spell for it as well. We get to go first, finally. Let's get the planes. Speaker of the Heavens, yep, makes sense. Let's get the blue source down. Next turn we can Arcane Signet and have enough mana to ossify the Gidia. Or Giada, sorry, Giada. Gotta get rid of that. Speaker of the Heavens comes online this turn. Start making angels, right? At least 7 or more. 7 or more than your starting life total. No, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought it was 27 for some reason. Let's wait on this. What does this do again? This gains them life. Get +2/+2, so we don't care about this right now. We do need to get rid of the Speaker of the Heavens, though, because we can't have them making endless angels. That's bad. Okay, gonna play Giada. Gain some life. Swing in. Plains. Let's play the Inspiring Overseer. Draw a card. Ha! I can make angels too. I think we'll Cloudshift it. Enters the battlefield, it becomes day. It can't become night. Your opponents can't cast spells with mana value greater than the number of turns they have begun. What turn are we on? I mean, I don't think that really matters with our deck. I mean, we basically play one land a turn, so I'm not super worried about that. Pass. So they're going to attack in. Pass. Let's block. I guess it doesn't matter. Do either of these have combat damage triggers? I don't think so. One blocker, Cloudshift, take it out of combat, draw a card, gain a life. Time Warp's a good card. Play another creature. Target creature you control gains indestructible. That's pretty good against my Time Wipe. Or, yeah, the Time Wipe. We could play a couple. We could do this a couple different ways. We need to get rid of this first. So we could bounce this and give him Speaker back. It doesn't seem great. We could do this. See if we have an answer for the Selfless Savior. Do you have to tap it? No, it's just sacrifice. We could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have Emeria's Call. We could just play this as a land. a lot of great options. If we can only do one thing this turn. We could play Yorion. Why don't we play Yorion and bounce the Inspiring Overseer? That way we have some blockers. Let's do that. I don't want to give him Speaker of the Heavens back. Gain a life. Okay. Not a great draw. Okay. So what I was hoping to... I was running out of time, so I didn't get a ton of time to explain it. We gotta get rid of that. I was hoping to play Yorion to make them do something like this and play a bunch of stuff. This is gonna die anyway, so we can block like that and like that, so Yorion doesn't die. Mystic Subdual. That's pretty good. We could Mystic Subdual their Selfless Savior. It loses all abilities. And then do we have enough to do anything else? No. We could take an extra turn. Okay. Let's attack with Yorion. They don't have a good block. They probably don't care either because they're gaining a bunch of life. Yep. Let's play this as a land. Let's take an extra turn. Let's play the Thraben Inspector, get a clue. Displacer Kitten's a good card, but I don't want to play that into the time wipe. What does this do again? We could Mystic Subdual. Hold on, I gotta make sure I have enough mana for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Mystic Subdual this. Resolve. Okay. They want this to have Indestructible. Next. We could attack with Yorion. And time wipe. I think we want to keep that. We'll need some flying blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So they're going to spend their whole turn replaying their commander, gain a little life, play a Mind Stone. Sure. Okay, we could play this too. Draw a card. I think we just... Maybe we cast a non-creature spell. I could play this for 3. I think we just make the blockers for now. That's their whole game plan, is to smash in, so... Nice. They gain a bunch of life. They can attack with that. Yeah, but they don't want to because I'll double block. Okay. That's a good card. Do we have enough mana to do both? No. We do have enough mana to do this. Draw a card. We'll play this. We won't play it. We'll play it untapped. And then we'll pass. Resolve. Protection from the chosen card type. Protection from creatures. Okay, so they can just smash in here. Well, that might be game. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to gain 2 life. I can't block. So that's 8, 24, 33. Just barely going to die here. I mean, we can crack this clue and see if we draw some type of removal. Nope. Okay, good game. Should have waited on the time wipe. Should have waited. As soon as I saw them protect their Valkyrie, I should have waited. Alright, so that's the deck. I didn't really get to show it go off with its full potential, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Again, not normally a style of deck I play, so I probably piloted it pretty badly, but you get the idea. You play stuff that has Enter the Battlefield triggers. You know, ideally you want to get a bunch of that stuff on the field, and then you play Yorion and re-blink it all. This deck might need a couple more board wipes. Right now I think it only has Time Warp. And let's see if there's any others. I don't see any. So yeah, that's probably what's missing. I think this deck needs some more mass removal. I think that's the only board wipe in the deck, which is definitely a mistake. So, you know, you can learn from my mistakes. But yeah, how would you have built the deck? Let me know. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.